Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is Sarah with Divine Love Healing LLC. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, I would encourage you to subscribe, as that will help me grow my channel, and it will also help ensure that you receive notifications in your feed when I post new videos. This is actually a part-time gig for me, among many things. So I, don't post as often as some of the readers. So I think that probably affects, how often I may show up in your feed. And I would just encourage you to please subscribe. That way you can ensure that you see my content if it's resonating for you. So today we are going to talk about Aries season. I cannot believe that we are already talking about Aries season. In fact, today is March 18th in the US, and Aries season starts on the 20th, which is in 2 days. So my mind is just blown. I don't know where this year has gone, but especially March it's been, it's like time is speeding up in an unprecedented manner. And, if you're familiar with astrology at all, you know that Aries is a fire sign, and fire is that energy that really ramps things up, full speed ahead. Lots of opportunity for forward momentum coming in. So before I get into that, I'll give you just a brief overview of the reading that we're going to do today. This is a pick a card, or I should say pick a pile. So those are all here below. I will talk through each one, but there are timestamps as well. I'm going to give a brief introduction just to talk about the reading and the current energies. The decks that I'm using, some of them have been created by me and some of them are created by others, obviously. So I will put links and that information down below. If you were drawn to any of my decks, I have the links down below as well for where you can purchase those. I do have a third-party site where all of my decks are available. However, I do have limited quantities on hand of some of these, including the fire sign vibes, which is going to be, the theme that we focus the reading around. So the limited quantities that I have on hand, those are available at a significant discount compared to the Make Playing Cards site. So if you're interested in that, you can visit my website, or you can simply, if you follow me on social media, Divine Love 1130 on Instagram, my other social media is down below. You can message me there or send me an email, and we can talk about getting you those decks. If you're local to the Dayton, Ohio area, free pickup is available as well. So the way this reading is structured, obviously, is that you pick one or more of the crystals that you're drawn to. Feel free to choose more than one, because there may be messages that resonate for you throughout all of these. All right, and if something doesn't resonate, then it maybe just wasn't a message that was meant for you today. This is a collective reading, so again, there's some things that just sometimes I get very specific messages, and sometimes it's just a more general vibe, a general energy. Let's see, I do offer personal readings, so if you are interested in that information is down below. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it before I go into all of that. So actually, I'll go ahead and let you guys know, if you want to skip ahead, number one is all of these are carnelian, and carnelian is a crystal that is associated with the sacral chakra, which is very much our creative outlet. It's our sexual energy. It's that primal fire. And so I just felt that it was just spot on as far as a crystal to be associated with Aries season. So these are all carnelian, but we do have a pyramid here, an orgonite pyramid with carnelian in it. We have a flame to represent fire, obviously. And then we just got a beautiful, it's polished, but it's got kind of a roughness to it, this carnelian. This is actually the first carnelian, one of the first crystals I ever bought, and I bought it back in Sedona in 2016. So this is one that's got a lot of special meaning to me. So, okay, now we're going to go into the energy a little bit. I was alluding to the fact that Aries is a very, very powerful energy. It's associated with the fire element. You may all know that. So in an astrological year, Aries is the beginning of that. So we're wrapping up what's considered an astrological new year, or year, I should say, cycle. So it's the first sign in the Zodiac when you look at it that way. We also have the spring equinox the same day as the sun is moving into Aries. So I did do a separate video on spring equinox, and that was a collective reading, and it was not a pick a card. It was more, I looked into general elements and aspects of things that spirit wanted us to know about our emotional, our physical life, as far as our pinnacles, our finances, our career, our passion, our creation, and our thoughts. And it was a pretty cool reading. I thought it was a different way to do it. I loved how spirit communicated to me in that regard, and I put those messages out. So that's the last video that is on my channel, but look for that, spring equinox, if you're interested. Okay, so what's interesting right now too, so in addition to the equinox coming in the same day, we have a new moon in Aries on the 21st. So all this complete new energy coming in, right? Spring itself, right? It's more than a new season. Spring represents a rebirth. It represents the life, things coming back to life, I meant to say, flourishing, starting fresh, starting anew after the dead of winter, after we've went through and closed out, all these cycles and hibernated and went through all the, for me, and I know a lot of people in the collective, Scorpio season can be a very like October, November, and then you go into the dead of winter, and it's just like this time where there's this void, and you're really digging through a lot of things and going within. So now's the time for us to come out and for us to shine our light. We also don't have any planets in retrograde right now. We haven't for a while. It's been several weeks, which is just it's an even more potent time for us to take action and move forward. We don't have any planets in retrograde for another month. That's going to be April 21st, and that's our favorite one, Mercury. So I feel like the energy I'm getting coming in is Aries is normally, like I said, light a fire under your ass kind of energy, and take action and be adventurous and let go of your fears and move forward. But I feel like we're going to get a really strong push to accomplish a lot, towards our dreams, towards our goals, towards our passion, and overcoming fears and trying to build a life we want. And I think that, we're going to really feel this urgency to do that over the next month before Mercury goes retrograde. And, one thing that we have to watch, though, is, the shadow of Aries season. Even if you aren't an Aries or you don't have Aries in your chart, these energies are, cosmically, are around and, with us, right? So we're going to be impacted by them, some more than others. But Aries is known to be impulsive. It's known that energy can cause impatience. It can cause frustration, and anger is one of the shadows. So, excuse me, you need to be mindful that you don't want to push yourself too hard, right? There's got to be this balance. And, I'm hearing to not be frustrated if you're not able to get, everything you want done, or if things aren't going a way you want them to. It's like, well, I think this is what I want for my life. This is my plan. This is the action I'm going to go take forward. Boom, like it's going to happen. There might be a different divine path for you, right? So you have to maybe take a step back and anchor yourself, ground yourself, and trust, have patience and trust in divine timing also. So it's kind of this balance of like, yeah, you're going to have fuel to your fire, but you don't want to lose sight of, I'm trying to, like, what they're trying to say to me. I'm getting this image of like this, like literally like an astrological map. It's like you might be so focused on the destination and you have this fire, but it's like there's a cosmic plan that may take you different routes. It may take you longer to get to the end goal, but what you've got to focus on is that these little destinations along the way are helping you get to the end goal, even though it's not a straight line. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys about the energy. We will see what comes out. But again, we're going to look at the fire sign vibe, which is kind of the overall theme for the one you chose for this season. And it can be an energy that, is here to work with you, that you need to, the spirit wants you to focus on, or it could be a shadow, because there's both of these cards in this deck. We've also got I'm using the dragon, Tarot of the Dragons, because of fire. I mean, obviously that's, the clarifier. We also have my Cosmic Order Oracle, just to kind of see what other cosmic energies or spiritual concepts are affecting you during this time. We've got a couple of messages on the new moon. We've got messages from Ascended Masters, and I also felt called to pull the Sacred Traveler Oracle as well. So I have not seen these, so sometimes, it takes me a little bit to kind of pull the messages together, so bear with me there. And yeah, we'll look at them. I will show you guys the cards, and like I said, if you have any interest in the decks, those will be listed down below. All right, so I am going to pull these aside, and we are going to go to number one. Number one is the Pyramid Organite. So let's see what fire sign vibe is working with you guys. Oh, I love it. And I might be a little biased to the fire energy because I'm a Sagittarius. Just saying, but this energy, I just love it. It can be intense, but it feels cleansing too. Cannot make this stuff up. All right. Wow. All right. So for number one, for you guys that chose number one, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I mentioned in the intro, if you didn't watch the intro, that I recorded a video last weekend on the spring equinox, and I feel like a lot of the themes, if this reading that I'm about to do resonates for you, I think a lot of the themes that came through in that one would as well, so you may benefit from watching that. What's interesting in, the 44 cards in the Fire Sign Vibes deck, we have 3 tarot card keys out of 44, and you got Leo. So you may be a Leo, you may be associated with a Leo. Something may have happened during Leo season last August. It doesn't have to be that, but just, if it's specifically, that might give you more confirmation if that resonates. But strength is the card. And so overall, this energy is clearly, obviously, it's about strength. It's about, and I'm getting, most of my viewers are female, but we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. So if you are a male watching, don't click off just because I said that. This applies, but I'm picking up on a feminine energy, for sure, based on some of these cards that are here. So says confident and strong. We've also got the Queen of Pentacles here. I'm getting that you've been building yourself up. Oh my gosh, I just got chills. I mean, what are the chances, you guys? We're talking about Aries season, spring equinox. I've not used this deck that often, but this card, I've never noticed this. This is this dragon, this Queen of Pentacles. She's over her nest with these green eggs in it, but look what's around the nest. There's these bunnies. There's little bunny rabbits. Sorry, I know there's a glare. It's this lamp, and if I don't turn the lamp on, then you guys you won't be able to see anything. But you can see the little bunnies. Those are totally about spring. Something, there may be seeds that you've planted, you've been planting during the winter, that during the spring, this is going, these seeds are going to bloom, these eggs are going to hatch. Whatever it is you've been trying to create is going to enable you. It's like I'm getting that you're building up a new security. Like it could be like a security nest. It could be that you've been trying to find another job and or work on saving so that you can maybe quit a job that's completely draining you and stressing you out. or it's a situation where you've been in a very toxic relationship and you've been trying to, like, counting your time, biding your time, saving, maybe funneling money to another, so that you can move away and walk away from this situation. It also could be just, getting, even for another subset of you, that there could just be like a toxic family situation where you're finally like getting the courage, the strength to maybe like make different like care provisions for someone in your family and move on from this difficult, because whatever this situation is, it's been very volatile, it's been very stressful, and you are like ready, you want to be in this, like, you're like fantasizing about spring, like when you can move on from this the green energy and like start to heal your heart. But you got the Six of Swords here too. The Six of Swords is an energy of moving on to calmer waters. It's like after the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords, and it's like you're finally like breaking free from a situation that is like dead in the water, because you can see this it's like a pirate ship, it's empty. There's even the Six Swords are in there, and that's the swords are in there, they've been thrown, like there's nothing left in this situation other than heartbreak, other than drama, and you're moving past it. And look what's really interesting to me. Wow, you guys, this dragon that's flying over this, it has a baby dragon on its back. So for a subset of you, this could be moving on to a situation, I hope it's not this. I hope this doesn't resonate, because it's an awful situation. If there's a domestic situation, taking your baby to safety, there's energy of that here with the Queen of Pentacles, right? Guarding those eggs, and those bunnies are there with like this fertile new beginning. The cosmic energy that came through with the Cosmic Oracle was fire. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And this, in the Cosmic Oracle, I think I have 77 cards in there. There's 4 element cards. So I have fire, air, earth, water, fire. And this card, I used this exact same image in my fire sign vibes deck for Aries, for temperamental. So that's where it's like this explosive situation, like something's about to give. And I'm getting, perhaps with this new moon, maybe there's been like somebody talking and like they're going to change, things are going to get better, and it's like the same old thing, and like deep down that. And so the advice that, and this could be a job situation too, so take it how it resonates. Oftentimes if an employer, they sense that somebody's going to leave, or they've maybe are giving their notice, or they try to lure you back. It's like its own toxic relationship. Like I've been in that situation a couple of times, where they try to get you to stay, right, when they know they're going to lose you, and like deep down inside, it's not going to change. It may temporarily, but it's not, you got to listen to your gut, whatever the situation is, because all of these cards that I'm seeing here, all of them are encouraging you to move on. And that spring equinox reading that I was talking about, there was a lot of that energy about cutting away things that are draining you, that are toxic, that no longer serve in so many aspects. So I would encourage you to watch that if this is resonating. But again, I mean, she's like on the lion, right? Like it's like she's taming this beast, which the beast in my mind is the fear of overcoming the change, and making the change. But like there's like transportation happening, and there's even more cards coming. Like she's on the lion's gonna take her away from the situation. The dragon is preparing, right? And then it flies with the baby on its back. It's flying away from this. What I'm getting with, again, this is the new moon card. It says talk less, feel more. What's interesting is it says last quarter moon in Pisces. So we're exiting Pisces season. So I'm getting that, like, notice how this I think it is a woman here. She's meditating and she's really listening to her intuition. So it's like, to me, it's like actions speak louder than words, but it's also, this is more like trust your gut and not what somebody's trying to say. Like, it's not, I'm not getting this as talk less, feel more. I'm getting like, listen to their talk less, feel yourself more, trust yourself. You know you're making the right decision, even though it's scary. If this wasn't further confirmation here, in the energy oracle, I believe it's called, we got the walking away card. I mean, I can't be any more specific. And not to mention 2 plus 7 in numerology adds up to 9. Nines are about closing out cycles, moving forward. Nines are a number of solitude. So yeah, she's walking out this gate, and you can see it almost looks like there's this little fairy. It's kind of hard to see, but it's like this little fairy up here, and she's being guided. Like, she's like, kind of looks afraid, kind of looks like, I don't know if I can go forward, but look at the energy that's coming, that's awaiting her if she just walks away from this. Again, dead in the water. I mean, a lot of times, guys, I will be honest, if something's not, it's kind of like, well, this could, this maybe has the potential to be worked through, maybe set boundaries. Like, this to me, whatever the situation is dead in the water. I keep hearing that with this image. And not only is it, whatever this is, it's tumultuous is the word I'm getting, but there's a fire being lit under you. And this time, for the fire card to come out like this, and the strength card, and the walking away. But what I absolutely love is that for your gateway, or sorry, not your sacred traveler oracle, she has a gateway deck too, but I think of this as a gateway, like, because we're at the equinox. But this is the sacred traveler. This is like where you are on your journey. Miracles. Expect the wondrous to emerge. It's kind of like, can you imagine staying in this situation the rest of your life? Can you imagine staying in this situation for even another year, another 6 months, another month? If the answer is no, and you have no choice but to go forward, and you have to trust that the gate you're walking through, there's going to be so much better coming. You just have to, keep your strength and move forward. So the Ascended Master that wants to work with you during this time, and I'm probably going to totally butcher the name, Pallas Athena. Looks like Greek, but I'm going to read from the book. I do have the little booklet here, just because a lot of times those messages can be very powerful, especially when I'm not familiar with the Ascended Master. Detach from drama, though. I mean, you can't be any more specific than that. And notice how she's got this golden, like, it's not golden, but this sword of light that she's ready to, and she's like holding up her hand, almost like enough, I'm not doing this anymore, I've got my sword, and only things of the light are coming in, and I'm ready to, like, I'm high vibrational, but like, I'm ready to be done with this. And it is interesting. She's wearing the yellow. That's the solar plexus. That's the confidence. That's our chakra. That's about our fear and our power center. So I'm getting that very strongly, that you're going to be, if you, believe it and you call on whatever, higher powers you believe in, to give you the confidence, and say affirmations. I'm getting would be very helpful for you. I am strong. I am on the right path. I know I'm making the right decision. I know there is more to life than this, and I know that I am joyful. I am safe. I am protected. All right, let's see what this says. Okay, detach from drama. You've been drawn into the upsetting world of human egos by focusing upon a drama. Although it's nothing more than a story, the drama feels frightening to you. This card comes to you as a helping hand in fighting your way out of the story by detaching from the drama. Don't get pulled into the various plots, twists, turns, and characters of the drama. Instead, view it as a movie that you know will have a happy, or at least a resolved ending. See, that's all about the affirmations. Of course, you'll have a compassion for everyone involved, yet you don't have to let drama pull you down in any way. As you focus upon the positive, you bring about a positive resolution. Wow, that's amazing, guys. That's what I was saying about your, having the attitude and trusting that it's going to work out. Additional meanings for this card: let go of attempts to make everyone happy. Allow others to make their own choices in life. Don't delay your life's purpose by focusing upon other people's issues. Avoid gossiping about or judging others. So this Ascended Master is the Grecian goddess of wisdom who became the patroness of Athens in a contest with the ocean god Poseidon. The term Pallas is one often given to Greek deities, and her more common name is simply Athena. Okay, I've heard of her before. She's a war goddess who uses wisdom instead of weapons to win conflicts. That's why I was saying that her sword seemed very high vibrational. It's like she's not getting caught up in it. Like, she's not going to put up with crap, but, like, it's kind of like, my sword almost is like, I'm not even going to fight about this anymore, right? I'm not going to engage in this tumultuous situation. I'm just going to move forward. I'm going to forward and hold my head high. Okay. Call upon Athena for help with any conflict or any situation calling for wisdom. So that's beautiful, you guys. I'm sending you so much love, sending you strength. And if you would like to book a session to look into your specific situation, that information is down below. We are going to move on to number 2 now. Number 2 is the flame. Let's see what we've got here. Humorous. Oh, this was the one, yeah, that 2 cards wanted to come out. These cards. Okay, so what I'm getting for this group is that I feel very strongly like something, you just went through something pretty stressful in the winter months. And obviously we're still technically in winter until next week, so last 3 months. It could have even been a year ago in the winter and you're still being affected by it, but I feel like it's fresh, somewhat fresh for most of you. And specifically, this may involve, so we've got father, husband, brother, son card. So for many of you, I feel like this could be somebody who you were in a relationship with, a romantic relationship with. But, you know, take it how it resonates. That's what I'm getting the most. But it could have been, if you're a mother, could have been an estranged son relationship, something like that, some sort of family drama. But whatever this is, I feel like you're feeling very much shut out of someone's life, and something has ended, and it's, you feel destroyed by it. Because we've got the Ten of Swords. And keep in mind, I was saying for many of you, I'm getting a sense that this was like a fresh thing. We did just have Chiron. There was some sort of transit. I think it was Chiron was in conjunction with Jupiter, I believe. And I think it was just over the last 10 days. So there was a major healing portal that opened. Chiron governs, is like the wounded healer. So a lot of times when Chiron is having major transits like that, it brings up deep stuff from the past. Like, this is the time, like when Chiron is doing its stuff, for whatever reason, there are things that come up for me tied to college. And this, I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It's probably some stuff that's suppressed, but it's like this, energy of oh, what if only this, if only that, and if we reconnected, and is this lost love kind of thing. And it's this has been over 20 years. You know what I mean? Like this hasn't, you maybe have not thought of this person or this situation in a long time. So for some of you, it could be that. So, again, the messages that I'm having coming in for you as far as how to move through this energy, whatever it is, I'm almost getting like Spirit, they're telling me to say a dark night of the soul of some sort that happened in the winter. So we got the winter card, which is really interesting to me because this is my cosmic order deck, and there's 77 cards, and there's only 8 cards that deal with seasons and with energy, like air, fire, earth. And we had one of those energy cards come out in the first one, and now we have winter. So it's very interesting. But I feel like there's also this vibrance that's within you. Like you, maybe whatever the situation was, if it's an older one, obviously, you are having, you're moving through it and you're working through it, right? And a lot of life has happened since. But if it was very recent, I feel like that there's this reality. You've got this message, and I'm kind of pulling all these things together. I'll show you guys all the cards, but the new moon message is take a reality check. It's kind of like, was this really everything you thought it was? Did this person or this situation really make you happy? The message that I'm getting for you, whatever the situation is very strong that it's over. It's in the past, and now it's time to heal from it. So from our Sacred Traveler, we've got Crossing Bridges. This is a beautiful card. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. So I'm getting a couple of different messages here. All right. And I know I've kind of skipped around with this one, but the energy just feels very much enmeshed in all of this. The healing, connecting, mending, releasing. If there is an estrangement with a father, a brother, a son, this could be a specific message for some of you, that it's time to reconnect with this person. Or take a reality check that you may never mend things with this person. Maybe you've had so much patience with them over time, and you've waited, and you keep getting left shut out in the cold and stabbed in the back over and over again. All right. But if you yourself have been the one that's been closed off, where I'm getting from this, it's like if you're the one that's not ever made an effort and you've been closed off and not been willing to forgive, you're the one that may need then to reach out, connect, mend, right, to work through this. So again, a lot of different messages coming through here. But, going back to actually what the first thing was, but I wanted to tee this up, right, as far as the fire sign vibes that are coming in for you guys are actually very, very beautiful, because they're 2 positive energies that will give you the opportunity to focus, take your focus off of whatever this was that happened that destroyed you. And you can look at this a couple of different ways. You can look at this that, this dragon is, I almost see this as like, this is, for some subset of you, I'm getting it could have been a death of someone, father, husband, brother, son, because this dragon is like, in agony and crying at seeing this dead dragon here. And it's almost like you've had to start a new life, and you felt lost because you got the 5 of Pentacles, right? And this dragon is like out of its element. It's with a fox and a deer, and it's like, this isn't, but this is like showing me, to me, it's showing there's an eagle. It's like you're being guided, and maybe having new people coming into your life. Like, you don't have to do this alone. And it's okay to seek out different connections. Okay, so that's for some of you. For others, this is you grieving the death of the situation. Whatever, the relationship, it's like there's this like deep, deep wound in there. Like, why did this have to happen, right? But, whenever I see the lightning coming in, I view it as divine intervention. Now, in some cases, that may make no sense, right? If someone died and it was a tragic, horrible thing, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if a relationship ended, someone, you know, chose to leave you. Someone chose to leave you out in the cold. It's devastating, it's awful, but it wasn't something that was meant to last. And looking back, it's going to take some time. I've been in this situation myself, but everything will make sense eventually. It's like, oh my God, had I stayed in that situation, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't have grown. I wouldn't have had these opportunities. I wouldn't have flourished. I wouldn't have become and rediscovered and become my authentic true self again, because I was being, you know, stifled and held back and controlled, you know, whatever it is. But what you're being encouraged to do, and this may seem so counterintuitive if you went through this dark night of the soul and, you know, you're having these things come up, but they're saying, Spirit is saying, you've got humorous here. It's, you know, surround yourself with people, you know, or situations, even if it's, you know, something as silly, you know, seemingly silly as watching, you know, old cartoons, you know, watching Looney Tunes or something. You know, you probably can have a hard time finding those on TV anymore, right? Scooby-Doo. I mean, anything that will make you laugh, a funny movie, you know, spending time with your pets, playing with your pets, you know, anything that brings you joy. If there's people that, you know, oh my gosh, if I go out with this friend of mine, this person, she always makes me laugh. She's so silly. Whatever it is, the more that you can laugh and find joy in situations, the more it's going to help you cross this bridge into the next chapter of your life and move on from the resentment, anger, pain, and holding on to those lower vibrational emotions. Before I forget, you know, if you do have a lot of grief and things that you're still working through, Apache tear crystals are fantastic for healing. Those, you know, most crystal shops have them. It's a form of obsidian. It's a very specific form of obsidian, so it's not the same as obsidian. Just a general obsidian crystal is not going to work as well. Apache tears are specifically they exist to help us with grief. And so when you're thinking about the situation and you're processing and you're working through it, holding those, you will feel them get hot. You might feel them vibrate. You know, you feel them working. So you can, like I said, you can find them a lot of places, but if for some reason you don't have a crystal shop in your area, I do sell those. I don't think I have them on my website. I don't think I have my crystals on my website yet. But if you're interested in that, let me know. But I would highly recommend those, and possibly some rose quartz and malachite for your heart healing. Also, writing and burning. They're saying it's, you know, full moons. It doesn't have to be a full moon to do it. That's a really powerful time to do it. But even a new moon, you know, you could frame it as, I am moving forward from the situation. I am letting this go. I am healing. And forgive. You know, if you feel like you need to forgive someone, write out a letter and burn it anytime. But we've got this new moon. We've got the equinox. It's like the new season starting, the birth of, you know, all these new beginnings with the new moon, the new season, the new astrological year, all of those things. So we do have the Patience card here, which I'm getting for some of you. You may, you know, I notice how this angel, this woman, looks like she's out in the cold, and she almost looks like she's frozen, like devoid of emotion. It's kind of like you feel like you've been waiting for things to change. You've been waiting, and it's like, yeah, and it's like this is tied to the new moon. That card was pulled in conjunction with the new moon. Take a reality check that, you know, you keep waiting and the clock keeps, like, you know, wasn't it, I think it was in this one, things are totally blurring. It may have been the first reading, but I'll say it again. If you can't imagine yourself staying in this situation, right, and this person may have left you, but you may still be stuck in this energy because you can't let it go, right? So if you feel like, you know, this isn't how I want to be living my life, you know, for the next month or year or the rest of my life, right? I want to move through this. Like, now's the time to really use these energies. And I'm getting it's like shifting your attitude and your focus forward by engaging in fun activities, focusing on the fun versus, oh, I'm just so sad and it's just not fair. And I'm not saying that that's what everybody's doing. I mean, that could be specific people. And it's easy sometimes to get into those like things when things keep hitting, or you've really just wanted something to work so badly and you're just having this grieving process. A lot of, it's like your attitude about the situation and why it happened really can help you move forward. Focusing on, all right, what was I supposed to learn here? How is this making me stronger? How is this showing me how I need to love myself more? Or I haven't been loving myself enough. And this is, I'm getting for some of you, we've got the Traveler, which I absolutely love it. So this could be, about just getting away with a group of friends, right, who are high vibrational and supportive of you, but also taking time to yourself. This, to me, this is evoking that, what I was just saying about the writing and burning. If you're able to go on a retreat somewhere, even if it's just a couple of hours where you go hike at a local trail, ideally, if you have somewhere that's got like a creek or something and you can watch the water flow and, really kind of tap into your emotions and connect with nature. But it's like the more time that you start to spend by yourself, the more time you start to realize, wow, that person didn't necessarily leave me out in the cold. That person did me a favor. Because, gosh, you might start looking back. Were there red flags? Were they controlling? Were you really happy? Or were you just wanting to be with someone and not be alone, right? There may be aspects, right, of both. It may not be cut and dry, but it's like really start to examine what this person brought to your life. Did you really love them? Or was it more like of a safety net of just having someone? Was it codependency? These are a lot of themes, right? That, I could do a whole other reading on that, and maybe I will at some point. But I've been in those situations myself. So let's go look at the Ascended Master message for you, which is Father, Husband, Brother, Son, Osiris. So this is ancient Egyptian vibes. So if you're into that, I'll give you further confirmation for you here. But let's see what we've got here. This situation involves a significant man in your life. Your new relationships with men are affected by your old relationships with your father, ex-husband, boyfriend, brother, son, or other males. This is a perfect time for you to heal and release any old wounds connected to men in your life. God and the Ascended Masters will support you as you focus on letting go of old toxins such as anger, blame, or guilt. This clearing process opens the way for healthy relationships with men and with your own male energy. Additional meanings for this card. You may have just met or are about to meet a significant male partner. Your present relationships improve as you heal your feelings about your father. A male deceased loved one is sending I love yous from heaven. Balance your male and female energy by practicing both giving and receiving daily. Osiris is the beloved brother and husband of the Egyptian goddess Isis. Their brother Seth got into a violent argument with Osiris that resulted in his death. Isis appealed to the sun god Ra for help. Ra revealed his secret name to Isis, who spoke the word to revive Osiris. In their joyful reunion, the couple conceived their son Horus. Call upon Osiris for any situation involving men or masculine energy. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Again, if you did not watch the other video or the introduction, I do offer private readings if you would like to look into your specific situation. That information is down below. You can find more out on my website also. All right, we are on to number 3 now. So number three, you are arriving just in time for my upstairs neighbor who got home. So a lot of times people will tell me they don't hear it. So I probably need to stop commenting, but just giving you guys a heads up. Sometimes it affects my channeling too, so. Oh, I love this one. Okay, let's see what we got here. Wow, we've got, there's some similar themes overlapping in some of these. Okay, so what I'm getting here for you guys, for the fire sign vibe, we've got confident, which I just love this. I love that there's like really no shadow cards that came out in this reading. This to me is like, I think you're not having confidence about where your life is headed, maybe because you haven't reached the destination or where you think you need to be by this point. So it's kind of like, maybe this anger is building too. Maybe that's kind of like a shadow coming through. There's like this impatience, frustration, anger that could be coming through this season where it's like, come on, like, because we've got with the Knight of Swords here, with this card, there's this like tornado, right? And to me, that's like a fury. That's like, tumultuous energy where you're kind of like spinning your wheels because you're maybe trying to force something too hard, is what I'm getting. I'm getting there needs to be a balance between force and flow, right? Action and flow, and surrender. So I'm getting like a strong masculine energy that maybe you're not in your feminine enough, that you're trying to take so much action that it's like spinning things kind of out of control, if that makes sense. It's like, why isn't stuff happening? This is just a really interesting image to me because we've got, yeah, it looks like this blue dragon is stuck, like there's like a wing that's on top of the sword. I don't know if you guys can see it right here, but it's like this dragon, it's like there's almost, a Knight of Swords can be very decisive in taking action. It's like almost too decisive. Like, I know what I want, and this is what I want, and this is how I'm going to get it. And it's like, but you need to be in this state of flow, right? We've got divine timing as a factor. That's everybody's favorite, right? And notice how this clock has the astrology on it. It's almost glowing. I just love this card. It's got the astrological wheel on it. And notice how the time is set on Libra and Cancer. So sometime between Cancer and Libra season, maybe, right? You need to have patience, that divine timing, that you may think, okay, hey, and I know I was like kind of hyping you guys up, like, we're in Aries season, this is when stuff happens, like, full speed ahead, and you need to be taking action, right, towards the things that you want, staying focused, but in order to like get to your destination, you, number one, have to be flexible, that it may not be the destination you think that you want, right? The things I thought I wanted over the years, they've changed drastically. And that's because I'm in this state of flow and I've stopped resisting. Okay? So having confidence in what you want and being clear on what you want is awesome. And we should be. We should be, it's like staying focused, hold the course, choosing your path, like all is possible. But it's also keeping in mind that you've got to be flexible and you've got to flow, because I think I was saying this maybe in one of the other videos, that the way something comes to you, it's not necessarily, I think I said this in the intro, it's not necessarily a straight path. So you may have the path all figured out and you're just like spinning your wheels like, no, it needs to go, this needs to happen, then this needs to happen, then this needs to happen. But divine timing is saying, no, like stop and just like chill out. This is the Page of Cups. So this could be about a love offer. I'm getting this is more about how we talk to ourselves. Look, it's like the reflection in the water. The dragon's looking at itself. And the cup is there. The cup is there versus like he's so caught up in how it's going to happen and doing, that when he's still, it's like it's just in his reach and it's just like off in the distance. And the swan is there too. And so that to me is like, take time to like, swan is like, the swans I think mate for life. Or no, that's not a swan, sorry, it looks like a crane. But I was just going to say, whatever this bird is, it's an energy of solitude, and it's okay, focus on loving yourself and the path, and trusting yourself, trusting your guidance, balancing between getting, flow and forcing. You don't want to be forcing anything, right? Taking action is different than forcing, if that makes sense. It's like, okay, I wake up today and my plan is that I'm going to, I'll just give you an example for me. Like I'm going to focus on doing this tarot, event or whatever it is. Like I'm going to work on a tarot reading, or I'm going to do this. And then I have somebody message me that, with an opportunity, for something else comes in. Like I get an idea, let's say I have an idea, I get a download, like, no, like, don't work on this project. It's like an idea comes in to start working on something else. And it's like, wow, I really want to get this other thing finished. But you feel this urgency to take your focus off of like the one goal and focus on something else. And that's okay. Right? You don't have, it's like not, you don't want to be so rigid. Again, you're just spinning in place and you're not making progress. But when you flow, that's when you start to move forward and move ahead. Because we've got the action card. And I love how there's the black horse and the white horse. The white horse is pulling ahead. There always needs to be a balance, right, of the light and the dark. But it's not, this to me is like, it's moving out of that shadow. It's like almost like this, like coming out of this cocoon. Like this is the energy of that vortex of like staying stuck. Like I have to do it this way. And once you break free from those self-limiting beliefs and you just start flowing with whatever action, or that it has to happen a certain way, or that it has to be this outcome, right? It's got to happen this way. And it's like, 6 months later, things look a lot different. Doors open. It's like me shining my light, doesn't have to just be through my tarot business and doing tarot readings. Now I'm a Pound Fitness instructor. I shine my light that way. And then I found a way, I did an event last week where I incorporated both. Now that I have an audience for Pound and this interest in that, right? That's a very masculine thing. The tarot is, and the intuition is more feminine. So I have this beautiful balance now where I can incorporate both of my passions. So I had a raffle, and I gave away coupons and golden nuggets and my business cards for tarot to the women at the fitness event. And I raffled off one of my decks, raffled off some crystals, and planted those seeds. And so what I'm getting to is this may be an energy of where you may be so confident in getting to the finish line that maybe you're not wanting to take the steps to plant the seeds. You're just wanting to just go full speed ahead. And it's like you've got to step back a little bit and stay focused. Like hold the course is kind of like take it a little bit slower. Okay, so I'm getting here is just like there is this balance of maybe redefining to what it is that you want and actually choosing what you want, because maybe something isn't coming to fruition. Maybe it's divine timing, but maybe you're so focused on one goal and one outcome, you're not looking at all the other possibilities that are out there. So what was interesting to me is the new moon card that came out is practicing gratitude, but it was in reverse. So I feel like this is something maybe you haven't been doing as much. Maybe getting upset and angry and frustrated, like, with the confidence and the belief in your own way of doing things and not trusting in divine timing, where it's like giving gratitude when, okay, oh my gosh, thank God that opportunity didn't work out, because guess what? I had this other opportunity come in. That happened to me several times. Like I had a couple of events that I wanted to do for tarot and selling my decks and stuff last fall, and these people never responded to me. But then it's like this other opportunity came in with all these other events that I started doing, and so instead of getting upset, I just thought, you know what, maybe that's not meant to be, and it's okay, and I'm glad. And then this other thing came in, and now all these other doors have opened now that I've done that. So does that make sense? It's like I trusted in the process, and I just went with the flow instead of trying to force it. I could have kept trying to call these other people, like, I really want to go out in Oregon District, and I really want to be out on 5th, and I just thought, you know what, they didn't get back to me. There's a reason for that. And my time filled up with other things that became much more valuable opportunities for me. So, you don't keep, trying to open a door that's locked and it isn't opening. It's not opening for a reason. So I'm getting that message for some of you. You don't necessarily need that door to get to the destination. Okay? So you've got here, as far as the Ascended Master that wants to work with you, is Lakshmi, flow of prosperity. So, oh my gosh, you guys, you can't make this up. Remember, I was just saying that you need to be in more of a state of flow to bring in the prosperity. This is like just this is much more chill energy, right? It's like, okay, I got this. It's all coming. It's all good things are coming to me in divine timing, which I know we don't want to hear, but versus again, we don't want to be caught up in this whirlwind. Let's see what the booklet says. Okay. This card indicates that your prayers about finances have been heard and answered. Tap into your manifestation power by focusing on abundance instead of worrying about money. And this could be, this is why the gratitude was in reverse. If you're like, why I wanted that job, or I wanted that opportunity, why didn't it work out? Okay, focus on there's something better coming and trusting that. All right, you have nothing to fear. That's where the confidence is coming in. A new flow of prosperity is supporting you and your loved ones. Additional meanings for this card. Stop worrying about money. Worries only attract money problems. Everything's going to be okay, especially with respect to finances. You have the support to make a desired life change right now. Visualize and affirm prosperity. Lakshmi is the Hindu goddess of prosperity who helps us overcome financial fears and tap into the river of abundance that's available to everyone. It's helpful to put a statue or painting of Lakshmi in the financial corner according to feng shui principles. This is the left rear corner of your home or office as you stand looking inward from the front door. Call upon Lakshmi to help transmute money worries into financial flow. Wow. And that's where maybe some of this is like the chaos. Like if you've been, worried about, something not coming to fruition, like a job, and like you're not getting promoted and you're not getting a raise and there's all these things. It's like, something better is coming, but you have to take action too. You can't just stay stuck, stuck in and letting anger and rage build up and fear and all these things. Taking action by practicing gratitude, practicing affirmations, getting yourself out there, and then deciding what you want too. I mean, all is possible. Choosing your path. And like I said, maybe what we have here for some of you is like, again, if you're banging on a door that's like a closed door and it's not going anywhere, this is like refocusing your efforts and taking action elsewhere. And just like getting yourself out there. It's like, even if it's like a networking event that maybe has, a social event that has nothing to do with maybe what it is you think you're wanting to do, you just never, if you feel guided to go somewhere, like I'm hearing them say, lighten up. Like if you go out and you have fun and you practice, joy, and you go with the flow, you really do. It's amazing how you start to meet people. I mean, more and more I'm having that kind of stuff happen where I meet people who know people who know people. And then it's like all of a sudden, I'm blown away. Like I have 30 people or 20 something people in my pound event. And like, how did this happen? Right. And then those people know other friends, and those people know mutual friends, or these people, oh, we know somebody that has this opportunity, or, and it's like you start drawing in people when you're more open and you're more just in that vibration of gratitude, of joy, of flow, and of just trusting that, everything is happening in divine timing. The more you can kind of laugh this off. I used to get pissed off, and I used to get very impatient. I am a Sagittarius, so that fire, I'd just be like, oh my God, I've been waiting for what I think is supposed to happen to me. I'm so confident this is going to happen. I know it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? And I'm like spinning my wheels, and I'm so focused on that specific outcome that I'm not in this flow state, and I'm not recognizing that this cup is out here waiting for me. And it wasn't the cup that I thought I wanted, but damn, it's a beautiful cup. Damn, it's a beautiful cup. It's a beautiful life. And once I surrendered and allowed spirit and timing to redirect me, it's like I'm like, why would I go back to this? Because this was getting me nowhere. All right. So I hope that was helpful for you, and if you would like to look into your specific situation, I do offer private readings. That information is down below. Until next time, guys, take care.